Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR, is the proud sponsor of the Bud Pole Award, given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Winston Cup race. Todd Bodine will be in the Bud Shootout of 2003. Since 1979, Anheuser-Busch has awarded more than $7 million as title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program. Welcome to Las Vegas, everyone. Mike Joy with Larry McReynolds and three-time Winston Cup champ Darrell Waltrip. And Darrell, as we saw yesterday, if one driver gets on a hot streak, he can just check out and disappear here. Well,
it's that kind of racetrack. The cars like clean air. And I hate to keep, I don't want to say this, but once today, arrow push. If you get back in traffic, you're probably going to get the car pushing. Can't go anywhere here if you can't get back in the throttle. But I tell you, I've seen a lot of places we've been, and everybody's optimistic. They think that things got two grooves. They're going to be able to get up there and pass on the outside, and that'll make for exciting racing.
A lot of them feel lucky. Now, Larry, we've seen races won and lost on pit road, but here at Las Vegas, we've seen them won and lost just getting onto pit road.
Well, we talk about pressure, you know, the pressure to get the car driving good, the pressure for the engine to run good, but we're seeing more and more pressure on the crews on pit road and on the drivers to get on and off pit road. And we've seen in the first four races here at Las Vegas, and yesterday in the Busch race, racers are being won and lost by not having a problem on pit road. The entrance to pit road is all the way down in turn 4, and on green flag stops, the outcome of your day can be determined. No mistakes in that area.
Tricky part of the racetrack, to be sure. Let's have a look at our Walmart starting grid for today's 400-mile race with Todd Bodine on the pole. Rookie Ryan Newman alongside. We'll let you have a look through our starting lineup as Darrell has a word with our pole sitter.
Todd Bodine, DW up in the booth here, bud. How you reading?
Yeah, you good, DW?
Hey, man, you covered up those quarter panels. You ought to be optimistic. How's your chances today?
Yeah, we feel like the chances are pretty good. You know, for some reason, I've always enjoyed this racetrack. I've run well here. Car was really good in happy hour. You know, I think we got a good shot at it. The thing is, the tires are really dropping off a lot more in speed than they used to. And our car in happy hour, we couldn't get that real fast lap, but our car stayed really good compared to most. So we're optimistic that we can keep it up front all day. That's Checker Auto Parts. Mr. Jenkins, the CEO, read in the newspaper Saturday morning that we were on the pole with no sponsors. Said, man, I got to get on that car, give them guys some help. So they came on board for this race, but you know, that's still only a one race deal. We're looking for some more sponsorship. Keep this Haas Carter Motorsports team running for the rest of the year. Myself and my teammate Joe Nemechek.
Well, good luck, bud. And the way you ran here last year, you got a real good shot. Have a good day, man. Thanks.
Thank you, pal.
Rest of the field, including the provisional starters, which include 3 former Winston Cup champions back there in provisional land. Now, the no bull cars were sent out in front of the field. There are the 5 of them, representing Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth, and Bobby Hamilton. Those are the 5 drivers eligible for that bonus. Based on the order of finish at the Talladega race last fall was the last no bull race. The Budweiser on board, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will ride along with him today, and the Miller Lite on board. Rusty Wallace in a Ford. Dale Jarrett carrying our UPS cam. And that is Bill Elliott. Johnny Benson of Valvoline onboard camera, and Mark Martin, the Pfizer Viagra cam. You see that little windshield post mirror out the left side. And the big mirror across the top of the windshield, the wink mirror. Michael Waltrip, the Napa onboard camera. Singular wireless cam, Robbie Gordon. Today, 43 cars, 267 laps will make up the 400-mile distance. And the pit window, 60 to 65 laps there.
Yeah, pretty good tire here. You can go the distance on tires, and definitely this race has a tendency to have some long green flag runs, so that pit strategy, fuel mileage, can come into play.
And Todd seems to think the tires maybe are falling off a little bit more than they're accustomed to. It is a harder tire, so it probably is going to give up a little quicker.
This is the same tire that was actually raced last week at Rockingham, and that tells me it is a little bit of a hard compound for this racetrack.
Yes, it is, Larry. Now, guess what, guys? This is the best part of the day, right?
All right, what I always tell you, DW, pull them belts one more time. We're going racing.
Here we come. And it's a green flag. Green, green, green. Go, go, go. And watch him, folks. Look at him down in that first turn.
For the lead. Kurt Busch on the inside. The youngster from Las Vegas wants to beat Todd Bodine and Ryan Newman to lead the first lap.
Well,
he might do it.
I'll tell you, I think he is. He's got the preferred line, and I think he'll beat him to the line here. I don't know if he'll lead the lap or not, though. It's going to be close. Got that momentum off the outside.
Bodine.
Todd got him. You get a good shot off that corner down there early on, particularly because you're up high and you get a good free run off the corner, get a little bit more momentum down the straightaway.
We saw Ryan Newman in the 12 car up there in that second groove. Again, as you say, DW, you keep those RPMs wound up there.
I think that's probably, if there's any big issue other than tires today, it is gear. There was a lot of guys scratching their head over what gear to pull today.
Robbie Gordon and Johnny Benson moving up.
And I would ask my crew chief buddies, should we be, why didn't we shift gears here?
Look, it throws your timing off. You would think because of the difference in the RPMs going down the front straightaway much longer, that, yeah, you could shift gears, maybe have like an overdrive transmission, but you're entering these corners so fast, Daryl, almost 190 miles an hour, you get mighty busy.
But it's 3 wide, and they've been 3 wide for the last 2 laps back here.
Yeah, sometimes that's the worst thing. 3 wide, caution. You okay?
But this is great. This is our 5th time to come to Las Vegas with the Winston Cup cars, and we've not only got 2 grooves, now we have 3 grooves of racing.
It didn't take them any time. I mean, they just went right to it.
That's it.
Sometimes, we always thought we got to work in another groove. Didn't have to work her in today.
3rd place, that's where the race is. Kurt Busch is there trying to hold off Jimmy Spencer.
And this track is one of those kind of tracks, you get into the center of the corner, you mash the throttle, you got it wide open, and all of a sudden that front end will start to wash out, and you got to lift a little bit. When you do, the guy behind you gets an incredible run on you.
And the thing about it, especially when the tires are fresh, your car's working good, you actually pick the throttle up way before the center of the corner.
Spencer inside makes the pass for 3rd. And Ryan Newman is all over our race leader.
Ryan Newman tested here, Larry, and he had a great test, qualified on the outside pole, just barely missed the pole by a couple of thousandths. He bobbled a little in 3 and 4 on his qualifying runner. I believe he'd have had Todd, and we didn't think anybody could come close to what Todd is running in qualifying. That was a new track record.
And on the harder tire, that came as a big surprise to everyone.
Just that harder tire don't have as much grip into the racetrack. The tire's going to slide more than a softer compound.
Ricky Craven, the bright orange car, at 14th place, was 3 wide for a while. Here they're double file on back from Michael Waltrip and Kenny Wallace, teammates, racing for 17.
And folks, they don't want to be 3 wide. They don't want to be 2 wide. But early on in a race like this, when you're jostling around here trying to get in position, you want to pass as many cars as you can while you got them all grouped up there in front of you.
The Lowe's camera, rookie Jimmy Johnson.
Nobody wants to go in a corner at 180, 90 miles an hour with somebody beside them, I promise you. Not this early in the race. Now, late in the race, maybe so, but not this early.
Wallace inside and challenging. And up front for the lead, Newman has a look inside.
I just think this type of racetrack suits Ryan Newman's ability. I mean, he finished 2nd at a similar racetrack back last year, Kansas City.
I just think he's a heck of a talent myself. I think he's going to win a race this year.
And now he's got a mirror full of Spencer.
He and Kurt Busch, I believe, are the 2 of the guys that are really going to be good for our sport. Both of them win a race.
They were 4 wide a moment ago, Darryl.
Yeah. And look at Bill. Say, let me get up in here.
Hutt Strickland inside of John Andretti's blue and yellow Dodge.
That's what a lot of the guys were telling me, that they really felt good about the racetrack, that they were able to use the upper part of the trouble down here.
One car.
Turn 3.
Hard in the fence in turn 3. That'll bring out the caution for one of our Noble 5 drivers, Bobby Hamilton. Now that team, Andy Petry's second car that was driven by Mike Wallace, is not here because of lack of sponsorship. And Hamilton's day appears done all too early.
I was at the back of the field. I looked up and saw him spinning. Really looked like he was all by himself. We'll have to take another look at it, but gosh, I don't know what happened there.
That car is damaged all the way around, front and rear and both sides.
As I looked up, I just saw the car going spinning wildly up toward the outside wall, and didn't see a lot of cars around him.
Bobby, of course, started this race in 40th. I talked to him yesterday morning, and the car just didn't seem to have no speed to it. He said he was happy with the way the car was driving, but it just wasn't running that fast lap they needed to run on Friday in qualifying.
See him moving around in there a little bit, so that's good news. What do we see? These guys, they were racing down the back here. Getting a little tight in here. Andretti cuts it down, trying to stay off the 19 car.
Now Hamilton was by himself.
There's nobody around
the field.
You know, and look how far behind the field he was. It almost makes you think he was starting to experience a problem.
I think
maybe
he
a flat tire
probably, Larry, and he was slowing down and just didn't get slowed down enough.
Bobby Hamilton has climbed from his car. He is okay.
That's heavy impact, I tell you. But Bobby seems to be fine. He's not limping around or anything. He didn't hit on the driver's side. That's good news.
So he'll get the mandatory ride to the care center. We'll get this track cleaned up, and we'll get back to green. A couple of cars are pitting. We'll review that when we come back.
UAW-DaimlerChrysler 400, presented by Dodge, is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By the Flame Broiled Whopper from Burger King, America's favorite burger. At BK, you got it. By Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement. And by Valvoline's Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines.
Todd Bodine, the pole sitter, has led all 14 laps. He just jumped out on the restart as Jimmy Spencer fought off a challenge from Ryan Newman.
But Jimmy Spencer in that 41, what a run off turn 2. He gained over half that distance back down the back straightaway. It's not that he's got more power than Todd Bodine. He got off the corner better, able to stay in that throttle.
He's in a hurry. I tell you, Jimmy's practiced well. He qualified well. And think about it. Those two guys, Todd and Jimmy, are teammates from last year. Both cars ran really well here last year, and I think that they probably kept the notes.
Bobby Hamilton has been released from the infield care center. His car has been taken to the garage. No word yet on whether they will try to repair it.
Now, when I say both cars, both drivers in the same, they were teammates last year on the Travis Carter's team, and they both ran well. So obviously Jimmy remembers what they did.
Jimmy Spencer in the 41 group, they came out here and tested. This is a brand new race car. Felt good about their test. They worked a lot on long race runs.
I think Jimmy will be up on the wheel a lot here for a while. Well, all year really, but missing that Daytona 500 lit a fire under him.
What I'm seeing, Todd and Jimmy, they're running two distinctly different grooves. Todd, both of them will interlow. Right here, Jimmy will drift up, running that second groove, as we mentioned earlier, trying to keep those RPMs up. But by the time they get right here, they're right against the wall. You have to be there to get down the front straightaway.
But if that high line is really working for Jimmy, he's got a lot of momentum up off of the corner, and he's closing the gap.
Reminds me a little of Michigan, Darrell, where the driver that comes off the turn in the high lines carrying more RPM.
Watch him over here,
more
Mike.
Speed. Here he goes.
Watch him up on the outside there. He really closes it up. Todd's quick through the center, but then Jimmy gets up on the straightaway so much quicker.
And that's where he's so strong, is coming off turn 2, getting down that back straightaway.
Running about the same speed into the corner, 182 mile an hour. Now watch it here. He comes up on the outside. He's got the line.